Yes. It's
Okay.
live, sir.
So, hello everyone. Once again, welcome to today's live webinar. Our esteemed ambassador, Mr. Ankit Saxena, on the topic of startups in agriculture. So, sir, we welcome you with a warm-hearted. Whether it's just like in this webinar, Mr. Saxena will share his insights and experience providing valuable guidance for aspiring entrepreneurs looking to enter agriculture industry. Also, in this webinar, we will explore the unique challenges, opportunity that exist within the sector and learn about the innovative solutions and two technologies that are driving change and also transforming the way we approach agriculture. So, sir, we would love if you give us about your like introduction.
Yeah, sure. So, hi everyone. I am Ankit Saxena. I work with the incubator of IIT Kanpur. I'm currently managing the investments at SIIC. And earlier, I used to head the vertical for clean tech, green tech technologies. So that's more or less about what I do. Coming to the topic that we have taken up today
Yeah.
about the kind of opportunities that we have in agri-tech. So I'll focus more upon the kind of investment opportunities which are there for the startups which are in the agriculture sector right now. So agriculture still remains to be one of the blue-eyed boy for all the investors because we are an agrarian country and a majority of our GDP is still being contributed by the agriculture sector, both the unorganized and the organized sector. So there is a focus from the investment side as well on agriculture right now. There are various investors which are solely focusing upon the early stage startups in agriculture, and I think this is only going to grow in the recent future. We have seen a lot of investments in the recent times, especially in the startups which deal with agri-tech and are also deep tech in nature, right? So I think there is a huge scope right now in terms of investments if somebody is looking out. Also, in terms of the kind of innovations or ideas which are coming in the sector, I think there is a huge scope there as well. So I would suggest that anyone who has an idea in the agri-tech domain can feel free to reach out to any of the incubators. In fact, not just IIT Kanpur, because I mean, the whole ecosystem is pushing uh, a lot of support for such ideas. Yeah.
So,
Sir, I would
sir,
like to add some. I would like to ask some. We can target specifically toward if we are targeting specifically toward agriculture sector. So I would like to ask few questions in this session. Questions like अगर हम कोई भी student या some the one who is having idea to in agriculture domain. So what must be the basic criteria? क्या उनके पास at least होना चाहिए? किस किस तरीके से उनकी मेंटेलिटी क्या होनी चाहिए या समथिंग क्या बेसिक क्राइटेरिया होना चाहिए उनके पास सो दैट विद दैट बेसिक डिटेल्स और विद दैट बेसिक रिसर्च he or she can reach toward incubation centers or any other means investment organizations.
Yeah, so the thing is that if you are someone who has an idea, then mostly what we do is that we try to judge the person, the individual, right? So it is not necessary that you have a very good idea or you have a very good implementation plan for that idea, or you are at a later stage, maybe you have developed an MVP for the technology or the idea. So all those things are not that important. The most important thing is that you are willing to learn, you are willing to make changes, right? And you are willing to experiment with your idea. So the more open you are to the ecosystem, the more receptive the ecosystem becomes for your idea, right? So it's not, and it's not important that you come with a background from one of the IITs to get incubated at IIT, any of the IITs, right? Like most of the startups which are incubated at IIT Kanpur's incubator are not from IIT alumni, right? 70% of the startups which we have with us, they come from non-IIT background. In fact, Akshay is one of the best examples when we talk about that. So we are open to anyone, but like I said, that you have to be open to the ecosystem. You should have that mindset that I'm willing to go that extra mile, right? And yeah, I think that is the most important thing.
एंड सर जैसे हमारी आपसे बात भी हो रही थी इस पे कि एग्रीकल्चर का जनरली अभी मेंटालिटी क्या है, द वन हु इज टारगेटिंग एग्रीकल्चर डोमेन और जो भी एक स्टार्टअप करना चाह रहा है या कर रहा है, तो उनका ये मेंटालिटी है कि उनके कस्टमर्स अभी भी वो एकदम ग्राउंड ज़ीरो वाले हैं, जिनको एडवर्टाइजमेंट, मार्केटिंग और इसकी अभी या डिजिटल मीडिया प्लेटफ़ॉर्म्स की अभी उतनी रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है। सो आई विल रिक्वेस्ट यू कि कुछ ऐसा जस्ट प्लीज़ एक्सप्लेन कि there is an opportunity as in digital world as well, like Amazon, Flipkart, IndiaMart, ऐसे डोमेन से भी किचन गार्डन्स, टेरेस फार्मिंग, ये सब जो मार्केट एरिया है उसमें कैसे, उसमें भी स्पेस है जहाँ पे एग्रीकल्चर डोमेन के स्टार्टअप घुस सकते हैं।
No, this is a very important point right now, right? So,
यस
like I said, that we are an agrarian economy, but still there is a huge disconnect between an urban Indian and the practices which are being followed in the rural India, right? Most of the produce which comes to our houses comes from the rural parts of India, but we don't know how that is happening, right? So there is an education gap also for normal households in the urban parts of the country, wherein people don't know exactly what practices are being followed when it comes to farming. Like जैसे हर अलग अलग जो खेती होती है उसमें अलग अलग प्रोसेस फॉलो होती है, अलग अलग टाइम होता है अलग अलग क्रॉप के लिए। तो वो एजुकेशन अभी भी अर्बन हाउसहोल्ड्स में नहीं है। इनफैक्ट जो हमारी बेसिक एजुकेशन है, अनफॉर्चुनेटली ये उसका भी पार्ट नहीं है। मतलब आप 12th तक अगर साइंस भी लेते हो या कॉमर्स लेते हो या ह्यूमैनिटीज लेते हो, कहीं पे भी आपको ये नहीं पढ़ाया जाता है कि फार्मिंग एक्चुअली कैसे होती है या कौन से क्रॉप किस तरह से उगाया जाता है ना? तो वो चीजें नहीं होती, हमेशा स्टेटिस्टिक्स ही डिस्कस होते हैं कि भाई ये इतना पार्ट एग्रीकल्चर का है, इतने फार्मर्स हैं, ये पॉलिसीज हैं फार्मर्स के लिए, बट कभी भी फार्मिंग होती कैसे है उसके ऊपर डिस्कशन नहीं होता। तो कमिंग टू द D2C प्लेटफॉर्म, आई थिंक देर इज अ ह्यूज potential I see, wherein people are very much, especially in the urban parts of the country, they are very conscious. People are buying anything which has organic written over it without knowing actually whether it is organic or not, right? तो उस तरीके का potential है। तो I think if there is a genuine participation from startups, wherein we can produce some products, we can bring in some products of this type in the D2C market, I think there is a huge potential, because we have seen similar kinds of trends in the D2C market, whether it is fashion or it is waste to wealth D2C products. So there are already success stories, but right now when it comes to kitchen garden or organic produce at home or rooftop farming also, there are not many examples, right? So there are some people who are selling plants right now online, right? Or there are some DIY kits which are being sold, but not of the quality or the kind of innovation which is possible right now. So I see a huge potential there, and if there is any startup which wants to take this up, I think it is a very good business opportunity, right? Yeah.
यस सर। सर एज वी डिस्कस अर्लियर एज वेल कि एक एग्रीकल्चर डोमेन के स्टार्टअप्स के लिए पैकेजिंग और द ब्रांड वैल्यू और जो प्रोडक्ट्स रिलीज कर रहे हैं मार्केट में उसका लुक कितना हद तक का मैटर करता है। मीन्स जब हम B2B जाते हैं, फिजिकली सप्लाई कर रहे हैं, वहाँ पे स्पेस है। बट अभी भी जो मेंटेलिटी है इंडिया मतलब स्टार्टअप्स की, या द वन हु इज डीलिंग इन एग्रीकल्चर डोमेन, इवन आई, we are LCB is means supplying in agriculture, fertilizers, insecticide, multiple other things. But we still till today we haven't focused much on the package size, package quality, packaging look as well. So उसके लिए what you will recommend कि वो कितनी priority पे है, कि packaging कितना मैटर करता है?
देखो, द थिंग इज कि आपका जो एंड कस्टमर है वो फार्मर है, उसको आपके पैकेजिंग से या उससे इतना इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ता है। बट जैसे मैंने बोला कि एक बहुत बड़ा डिस्कनेक्ट है अर्बन कंज्यूमर के अंदर, जो आपका एंड कंज्यूमर है, जो आपके फार्मर का भी कस्टमर है। तो इफ द कंपनीज विच आर प्रोवाइडिंग सप्लाईज फॉर फार्मर्स, if they are able to create that brand connect, then it is going to help them only. तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल कि अगर आप बात करते हैं एलसीबी फर्टिलाइजर हो गया जैसे, तो अगर एलसीबी फर्टिलाइजर का रिकॉल वैल्यू फॉर एन अर्बन कस्टमर इंक्रीज करता है, या एक घर में डिस्कशन होता है कोई आर्टिकल पढ़ के कि हाँ भाई एलसीबी फर्टिलाइजर वाले इस तरह का इनिशिएटिव ले रहे हैं सस्टेनेबिलिटी के टूवर्ड्स, ठीक है, या आप कोई अपना मार्केटिंग कैंपेन चलाते हैं, तो एक फार्मर को हेल्प मिलती है अपना प्रोड्यूस बेचने के लिए, बिकॉज वो मार्केट में फिर ये बोल पाएगा इवेंचुअली कि वी यूज एलसीबी फर्टिलाइजर प्रोडक्ट्स, राइट। तो वो आई थिंक एक मार्केटिंग एक्टिविटी है जो आपको इनडायरेक्ट बेनिफिट करेगी। डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट तो नहीं करेगी, फार्मर को इतना इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा, लेकिन जब फार्मर को आप बोलोगे इवेंचुअली कि आप मार्केट में जाके बोलो यू सेल योर प्रोडक्ट एट अ प्रीमियम बिकॉज यू यूज एलसीबी फर्टिलाइजर प्रोडक्ट्स, तो वहां पे जो अर्बन कंज्यूमर है, जो बल्क बायर्स हैं, दे विल आई थिंक बिकम कॉग्निजेंट ऑफ द फैक्ट, और इन हैंड इनकम जो है फार्मर की बढ़ेगी, देयर कैपेसिटी टू स्पेंड मोर विल इंक्रीज, and eventually it will help the brand which is planning all these brand building campaigns.
सर वन सेकेंड लास्ट क्वेश्चन इज कि अब यहाँ पे कई हमारे फॉलोअर्स में भी हैं जो या हमारे कनेक्ट में कई और टीम मेंबर में भी कई लोग हैं दोज हु आर रनिंग एग्रीकल्चर स्टार्टअप। सो उनकी क्या वो इस स्टेज पे पहुंचने वाले हैं कि उन्हें इन्वेस्टमेंट लेना है आगे, तो क्या बेसिक चीजें एटलीस्ट वो रेडी करके जाएं कि एग्रीकल्चर इन्वेस्टर्स क्या देखते हैं या इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर क्या ऑब्जर्व करते हैं, किस बेसिस पे डिसाइड होता है कि इस एग्रीटेक स्टार्टअप को इन्वेस्टमेंट देना है कि नहीं देना?
तो इन्वेस्टमेंट में क्या है कि आप ये समझो कि आप फिर वंस यू आर गोइंग फॉर इन्वेस्टमेंट्स और यू आर प्लानिंग टू रेज इन्वेस्टमेंट्स एंड फंड्स फ्रॉम द मार्केट, you need to understand that the person you are dealing with after a point will not care if you are from the agri-tech background, right? The reason why everyone is interested in agriculture from the investment point of view is the return on investment, right? So the main focus is on ROI. Now the problem which we observe in most of the startups is that because they are a technocrat or a technology inclined startups, they tend to oversee or skip the most important part, which is the business part of their startup, right? So what will happen is they will focus so much on their technology that they will become myopic eventually. So in the whole pitch, they will talk about why their product is different, what all patents they have, which is also important. But that is not the only thing the investor is looking at, right? So the first thing you need to have is you need to have a very strong business plan in place, जहाँ पे you can show the person sitting in front of you that what is the kind of traction you have built in the market. So those numbers need to be validated also through your financial statements, audited financial statements. Then the second thing you need to do is that if you are raising funds, you need to be clear about what amount of funds you are raising in that particular round, and what kind of funds how you are going to utilize those funds, and in what time period, right? So that has to be very clear in your mind. And the second thing which you need to prepare, the third thing which you need to prepare is that once you raise those funds, once you're able to raise your funds, what will be the next round you will be raising? What will be the time you will take to raise those next round of funds? And what are the milestones you are going to achieve during that period? तो एक हो गया पॉइंट ए। तो पॉइंट ए पे हो गया कि अगर मेरे को आपने अभी पैसा दिया तो मैं क्या करूंगा, उस पैसे के साथ मैं कहाँ पहुंच पाऊंगा। और आप मेरे को पैसा दे दोगे, उसके बाद मैं दूसरा जो फंड उठाऊंगा वो इस टाइम पे उठाऊंगा, और उससे मैं कहाँ पहुंच पाऊंगा और क्या क्या माइलस्टोन्स अचीव कर पाऊंगा, और मेरा फ्यूचर का प्लान क्या है, जो पॉइंट सी हो गया। तो दैट 5 year 3 year plan you need to have, right? Because see there, a person who has funds to invest in any startup also has options to invest in various other instruments also, right? Which are safer, right? There are so many government schemes, then there are mutual funds, there are SIPs. So there also the return on investment is sort of guaranteed, right? So you are fighting against that investment system. So startup funding is focused upon how you are going to give me that exponential X jump in my investment, right? So for that you need to define these 3 points, and you should have a strong business plan. Once you have these things, then you can talk about your valuation, right? Then you decide that, okay, what valuation should I pitch at point A, then what would be my valuation at point B, and what would be my valuation at point C, right? So that the investor will get a very clear idea कि मेरे को कब exit मिलेगा, कितना मैं पैसा डाल रहा हूँ, मेरी उस पर return क्या होगी, and then that investor will also give you strategic support to achieve those milestones. So I think these are the most important points, irrespective of which sector of startup you are, whether you are agri-tech or clean tech, or from any other sector.
हेलो। सो सर, एक एक और पॉइंट पे कि SIC में अगर if anyone is seeking any agri-tech startup is seeking for incubation at SIC IT Kanpur, so what are the benefits he must or he or she must can achieve or get being incubated at IIT Kanpur?
Okay. So anyone who is seeking incubation option at SIIC, I think IIT Kanpur is one of the premier institutes of the country, right? So we are the flag bearers of innovation in India and in fact globally. So if you are looking for incubation, the process is very simple. You go to our website, you apply for incubation, and then there is a review committee which will review your application and will come back to you with the result. Uh, Secondly, the kind of support we provide is we have a state of the art infrastructure in our Kanpur campus. Apart from our Kanpur campus, we have a campus in Noida also. So once you have developed your idea into a technology and you are about to reach the market, you can access our Noida center as well, from where you can ensure your business development, because Noida has a better vicinity when it comes to interaction with investors and potential customers. Uh, Plus, we have access, we'll give you access to the experts which you might require. We have professors who are doing their research. We have research scholars which are doing their research in the institute. We have a pool of mentors, both business and technology, which you are made access of. Apart from that, we are custodian to many government grants which can be accessed once you are incubated with us. Apart from that, we provide investment support also once you have reached that stage. So these are the major benefits a startup can accrue from SIIC.
Okay, sir. So, Bhavna, we will like to conclude this session here. So, please wrap up here.
Yeah. So, sir, it was really like great to having you here on our webinar. We like appreciate that you give us your valuable time. Thank you so much for being here with us with your valuable advice, and our viewers are really, they got to learn a lot from you. So they will end up having lots of more opportunity in future. And also, let's hope हमारा देश का एग्रीकल्चर और आगे बढ़े. This is the youth should do actually look upon to this. So thank you so much, sir, for joining in. And
Sir,
yeah,
Thank you.
before ending the
Yeah,
session, sir, one last question I would like to ask. That is
sure,
for
sure, sure.
promotional activities of LCB. So, any message you will like to say for LCB fertilizers, those who are working in agriculture domain, for
So,
team of LCB
in
fertilizers?
yeah, for team, I think it's a wonderful team. I have been closely associated with you guys for quite some time now, and I have seen your work. Not just in, I mean, I'll not just comment based upon our friendship through the incubation which you have availed at SISC, but also the kind of traction you have generated in the past. I think it is commendable. The kind of work you are doing, the new R&D which you are planning in the near future, I think that is also going to change the landscape of agriculture in India, because I think precision agriculture is something which is taking up the agriculture sector, the agri-tech sector with a storm. So I think LCB fertilizer is going to be a major player there. So yeah, I think that's what I can say. And also, I would, in fact, motivate any aspiring entrepreneur, if they wish to, because our model is so lucrative, that if there is a startup which is not doing well, or if there is an entrepreneur who wishes to explore new arenas of entrepreneurship, then I think you are offering those options wherein someone can start their own business with a very less, or very less investment, and with very high returns. So I think I would like to actually propagate that if there is someone out there who needs an idea to work upon, but is very much interested in starting their own business, then they can associate themselves with the LCB fertilizers. So that is something I would recommend, because I have seen a few examples who have been associated with you from last 2 years, and they are doing great business. Like they have, from the starting itself, they are generating profits because they are working with LCB's model, right? So I think I would propagate that you don't need many resources to start this business. The technology remains with the LCB fertilizer. In fact, from what I understand, you also provide buyback options, right? That if somebody is manufacturing with you, you help them sell also. So I think that is a very good opportunity. If anyone is interested, I think they should get in touch with LCB fertilizers. Any extended support is required, we can provide that support from SIIC. So I think that is a very good opportunity for anyone out there. Yeah.
thank you, sir, for such a great advice. Thank you. Thank you for
Okay.
joining
Thank
in.
Thank you.
you. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much,
much,
sir. Thank you.
everyone. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.